Welcome back, everybody. This is probably going to be a short episode because I wanted to try to close off close off the weekend on a hopefully positive note and go take out that uh, Mechanator complex. So that's basically what we're going to be doing right now. Plus, too, it's kind of beginning to get a little late on my end. It's about, let's see, what time is it? It's about 15 till 10, and of course, tomorrow we start another work week, which always sucks. Anyway, here we are. Let me see here. Got some housekeeping things to do real quick. This is somewhat irritated. I don't see how she can hide in her. Oh well. Okay, never mind. All right. Anyway, excuse me. Here's the Mechanator complex that we're gonna go after. I'm gonna get these guys back home from the trip that they just made to a different ancient complex, which, by the way, was kind of a dry run. We wound up with a lot of steel from stuff that we basically broke down, deconstructed, and so on. But beyond that, though, it was just kind of sort of a boring trip. So I'm gonna get them back home and regroup, and once they're back up to snuff, we're gonna go and try to take out this place. And I'm hoping that I'll get another uh, whatever you call those things, mechanator thingamajiggers, and have another mechanator in my colony. Who am I gonna have be that person too? I wonder. I thought about making Newton be the guy. In fact, I'm pretty certain that's going to be the guy that I'm going to go with. And if we get any after that, it'll be Cream that'll get it next. Looks like we're coming close to having this thing finally done too, which is great news. Okay, forgot about those things needing to have power. Let's see, how can we do that? Let's do this. It's kind of silly, but good job. Is very good. If you weren't here during the last episode, or any other episodes before that, Gabs, Cream, and this guy named Newton, who's on his way back from a trip, they're basically the founders. And Gabs and Newton, once upon a time, were married. And it was just recently announced that Gabs and Newton, I guess, are essentially breaking up or divorcing or whatever you call it in Rimworld terms. And now she's kind of going through a little bit of a depression as a result of it. So she's going to be kind of like that for about a month, which sucks. Because she's one of my best colonists. Looks like they're back. Uh-oh. This isn't good. Okay, that's not good at all. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Why did they put that stuff there? Doesn't make any sense at all. Because this is not even any kind of stockpile zone. Okay, Rimworld, you're beginning to kind of get a little weird here. Sam now is beginning to have a conniption fit. Three. Absolutely nothing. Hopefully Sam chills out. Understand why these are just laying out here like this. I don't know who put them there, and I don't know why they're there. I think it's time to move them. So, can we put these? Guess we can start putting them in these rooms. Muskie's fighting Pickle. People are getting a little weird in my colony here, man, and I'm not exactly sure I understand why. Doesn't make any sense, because it's been kind of like this now the past few days. Beginning to kind of suspect that it could be somehow related to some of the, maybe the dirt and stuff that's around here. I wouldn't think that it would be that, I don't know, pivotal to everyone's well-being. And by the way, let's start with that. Let's get this moved somewhere else. There, because I don't want those marble chunks. So here, let's just get organized. What's the issue here? She's wreck starved. Okay then. So Sam. Is it? See, it's the thing that I struggle with sometimes with this game. It's hard for me to sometimes tell what the actual time is. Over here, you can see that says 5515, but I don't think that that's the actual time. Okay, I don't care about these stupid sprouts. God, I get so sick and tired of seeing those things. Six hours. So it's actually hour 6, I guess. Which I'm assuming is what this means. So if we go with that, then what I'm going to try to do for a second here is that I want Sam to relax. So let's see what that does. Okay, so you can see now that she's set for wreck. Where is she? She is. Maybe too little delayed. Oh, yeah, and as far as animals are concerned, I want to change my auto slaughtering for the yaks. Let's say 4 males. Is that what I want? Yeah, I guess that we can work with that, I guess. Take off the necks. I'm gonna do that for the dogs too, as well as the bison. One thing about this UI that I wish it offered is an option to release instead of butchering. But I mean, I know that we're kind of in the auto slaughter interface context, so maybe that should be changed to something like, I don't know, just general auto manage or something, and then that would open it up to releasing instead of just sticking within the constraints of slaughtering. But either way, it'd be nice to be able to tell them to either have the option of auto slaughtering or auto releasing, because obviously with boomalopes you run the risk of an explosion whenever you try to do something like that. Excuse me. Okay, so back to Sam. What's she doing? Wait, what? Let's do this. Draft. There you go. See, that's something else that you shouldn't have to do too, is click on and off the drafting thing just to get them to do what they're supposed to be doing. Let's do this. So now, see? Now Newton's beginning to wig out. I'm telling you, there's something weird going on here. It goes way beyond just some sort of weird thing with this stuff. I think there's like a bug in the game or something, because one thing I've noticed about this game oftentimes is that whenever I first started up from a saved game, there's some sort of catastrophic phase that you have to get through, whether it be everyone wigging out or some sort of thing with a conduit explosion, or I don't know, some other thing like a really bad storm or something. It seems to like compound right at the beginning, but then as you get through that, it gradually begins to kind of calm and the dust settles, and then usually you can kind of move on from there. But it's just weird how that happens, though, because it's really, really prolific in the beginning. Slate tile, right? Slate. Shoot. Slate. as far as food is concerned, I've tried to get these people to cook better food, and part of it is the fact that I've got them assigned to a this custom thing here, this custom diet. But the problem is that if I change, if I remove, what am I trying to say here? Let me find something here. Okay, so with rice, if I don't include rice in this, they essentially don't ever eat because there's hardly ever anybody out there that's creating prepared dinners and stuff at at the frequency that I need. And the thing is I've tried to change that by designating specific zones and stuff for cooking, but no matter what I do, they never really cook as often as I need them to in order to sustain that different type of diet template. So I'm kind of stuck making sure that they're essentially forced to eat rice, because that's where that raw stuff comes in, that raw penalty or whatever. But I don't know how to get around that because I've tried everything to do that and it just never seems to work. Simple meal, fine meal, packaged survival. And there's just never enough of those ever. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's that I don't do enough hunting, maybe? I don't know. Not a clue. And they can't really seem to keep up with the slaughtering because look right here and here. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how to stay ahead of it, man. And the thing is that this doesn't always creep up like it is now. So that's all the more reason that I sometimes suspect that there's just some sort of AI element that's going on here that's suddenly deciding to be a pain in my ass. Because it's just not always like this. Kaufman, where are you and what are you doing? So she's butchering. Sam. Let's see if we can help out Newton now. So Rick, it's hour 10. What we'll do is we'll give Sam and him an extra hour of rec. So let me fix that here real quick. Let's instead go right here, hour 9. Sam, where's Sam? There it is. Hour 9. See what that does. As far as Higgins is concerned, okay, excuse me. Okay, there's a little bit of an issue here that I'm beginning to notice. We've got people that are cooking who I'm beginning to wonder should be. Higgins, I don't mind cooking because He's at a 10. But if that's the case, I'm going to make him cooking detail. Olga, I think, is already a cooking detail. Halo isn't. And I think Kaufman is. Who else is it? Cooking detail, cooking detail. Kaufman. Matthews. There's actually quite a few of them. So let's get Higgins back off that. Back on ag. So I always just intended to have only about 4 of them because I've got 4 stoves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 friggin' people on cooking. I want Kaufman on it. Matthews, I don't. Do I want Matthews on? Let's see what. Gotta think. Despite the fact that he's at 15. Okay, so it's Kaufman, Olga, Warner. Let's look at Vic. Absolutely not. Definitely ag. Vic. Oh, I'm beginning to remember now how this. Okay. Okay, I understand why these guys now are on cooking detail. So originally these were children, right? Native born children, and they didn't really have much to offer except running around cleaning stuff up. And so I thought to myself, well, okay, let's put them on cooking detail. That way they'll be in the zone. But apparently some of them are, or at least I think some of them might be actually cooking. So let's check it out from here. Okay, so let me see here. We've got Kaufman 15, Sam 13, Matthews 15. Okay, and I think Olga. Everyone else I want off of cooking. So we've got Olga, Matthews, Sam, and Kaufman. Olga, Matthews, Sam, Kaufman. Okay. Everyone else should not be on there. Default everyone to ag, because that's one that I always need the most help with anyway. Okay, so now let's look at the cooking detail zone. See if we can get ahead of all this. Let's see here, cooking detail. Okay, as you can tell, that involves a lot. So what I want to do is this. Let's clear these. Things. Okay. I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. Okay. So basically what I did there, I'm removing any potential plant cutting and management stuff from the cooking zone. So hopefully that at least frees that up. Because I'm betting some of them were probably messing around with that. And it still allows them access to the storage space stuff here. If there's like rice or something else like they can get access to, it'll be there. At least in theory. Okay, so there's that. Now, is there anything else here? I should probably these. This is gonna be a cookie zone too. Well, fuck. I think I kind of messed up a little bit. Give me a second. I'll explain here. One second here. Cooking zone. Confused. Did I freaking click on the right thing? Dang it, I think I screwed up. I think I was sitting there dicking around with the ag stuff. God dang it. That's what I get for not paying attention. Alright. Fix it real quick. I'm such an idiot. Fix. ACs. Looks like I did. Alright, there. Okay. Now, let's look at the freaking cooking detail. Okay, so yeah, okay. Now let's revisit that. Remove from cooking detail. What we want to do is remove it from here. So hopefully they won't get distracted and go over there and start messing around with trying to plant stuff, you know. So there's that. Is there anything else that needs to be removed? Detail. I would say probably this stuff. Do that. So let's do. Okay, there's that. That will probably help, I think. So now what I'm going to do is add one little thing to the cooking detail. It's a very, very minor thing, but it's these things. You know what? Hold on a second here. Let's be smart about this. Be very, very specific. Because if I'm not specific, then they're going to wind up going over here and trying to probably mine on this dang on thing. Well, I don't know if I can avoid it. I'm just going to have to depend on... I'm going to have to ensure that none of them are allowed to mine their work stuff. Or, yeah, work stuff. So, go to work. Let's look at mining. Okay, we don't want Sam to mine. Okay, Kaufman's obviously not going to mine. Matthews. Is Matthews mining? Nope. And Olga, I think, was the last one. Okay. Alright. I think that should be pretty damn good in terms of configurations now. Who's... That was Mips, I believe. Yeah, this thing. Let's go up there. This thing. Whichever. I could remember where this one was. Screw it, I'll just live with it. Sign it later. Oh, I forgot about these things. Water skip. Gabs. I want to have water skip, I believe. Gabs Silent is not enough level to use water skip. Gains power anyway. Yeah, I think so. Inspiration. That's skill trainer. Actually, what is Omar now? He's already up at 20. I wish you could go over 20. Be nice if you could. Let's see, who is an up-and-comer for crafting? Which I believe is basically smithing for the most part. Kaufman's not bad at it. But she's cooking, so I don't really want her dicking around with that stuff. Well, never mind. Crafting is crafting. Bad. Wait a minute. I guess crafting. See this? Okay, this is partly some of the reason for some of the confusion sometimes. They're designating the primary skill of crafting. They're applying it against both smithing and crafting. So it's as if you've got two different distinct things between crafting and smithing, except that both are derived from the crafting skill. Tell me that's not confusing, especially for somebody who's new to the game. Jeez. Okay, so I don't even know then what I should really apply that against. Again, we're not using her for that. Sam again. Say Fleming and Warner. Warner, maybe? Yeah, Fleming and Warner. So, Fleming... Where are you? Fleming, there you are. There's Warner. See? I called it. I knew that shit was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. Beginning of the game, I completely called it. Crying out loud, man. Fucking believable. Look at all this. Absolutely unbelievable. She hurt. Man, it doesn't really look like she's that bad. So I want you. So much, man. Use. Yourself. It's gonna get to the point where with my ag people, I'm gonna like have to have them walking around with those packs or whatever they are that you use to put out fires with, you know. this happens all the time too, man. This is about the 4th or 5th time this week where a fire broke out after starting up a save game. Sure, nice if I would start raining. Guys, you got it. Good job. Alright, now let's readjust where we just freaking adjusted people. And that was this guy, I believe. We got ag detail, Omar, workshop, Espinoza, workshop. I think for the most part, those are the important ones. At least now it's raining. Rain will take care of all that. See, it's all like breaking apart now. We've got these people that are sitting there throwing little tantrums. Everyone's coughing up a rug. I mean, it's all falling apart. And it's not always like this. It's like always like this whenever I first start a game from a save game. But whenever everything's like been in play for maybe an hour, everything's normal and calm. It's weird how it works. See, sad wonder, you know, everybody's just kind of becoming unhinged. I gotta be honest though, man, it's whenever shit like this happens where I begin to hate this game. Don't even want to fuck with it. For some reason is sleeping up there. Was it for zone or something? So now we've got to fuck around with that. Espinosa and Omar better get on the component production. I'm pissed. So I guess I'm gonna have to click on each one individually. Makes a lot of sense. I didn't realize that. Okay. Espinosa and Jackie. Okay, Espinosa, let's get back on fucking component detail. So we still got freaking animals sitting out there rotting. Actually, anything, of course not. Nothing that we want, per usual. Yeah, absolutely nothing. It's amazing how worthless some of these GD traders can be, man. My God. Where's Rachel's concerned? I wasn't expecting all this BS to happen. At least not entirely. I expected something like a conduit explosion to happen, so that's not really very surprising. I just didn't think it would really get to be this bad, though. Okay, let me see here. Newton. Where's Newton? Constructing. Rachel. Where's Rachel? You get up. Please. Better save it before some sort of asteroid hits dead center in my base and destroys everything. Tell you what, I'm going to reset these. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm going to try it. Wish I could set them all, but I guess I can't do that. Okay, add bill. Lavish meal. Lavish. Survival. Two. Let's give that a shot. So, lavish, fine, package, baby, blah blah blah. Lavish, dang it. Did select 4, right? Lavish, fine, package, baby. Lavish. Packaged. Baby. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I know I haven't adjusted them yet. Just trying to get the main pattern down first. Fish. Maybe. I probably should have included the... Let's do that too. Let's put simple in there. In fact, we'll make that number 1. I think if I can get ahead of how this cooking crap is done, I think I can make things around here a lot smoother. That's my hope, at least. Okay. Alright, now, starting with this one. Forever. Can't drag it. Forever. 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 Until we have 10. That'll work. And we'll do this until we have 10 as well. Okay, so we'll see how that goes over. At least that's an understandable pattern, you know. I think beforehand some of these were hit and miss with what they had, but now everything's kind of standardized. But I just don't know how it's all going to play out, though. It's liable to not really do what I'm hoping. Just have to see. One thing I want to do is we'll go over here and Warner, right? Who else was it? I think it was Matthews. Yeah, so they're all kind of in line. Just about done with this. Yeah, I think we're beginning to kind of bounce back a bit. Let's come together. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I didn't want her for construction. Yes. So, now back to the food restriction stuff. Let me see here. Okay, looks like it's all good. Let's just kind of watch that for a while, see how they do with that. By golly, we're getting better meals now. Look at that. It's good to see. Goody goody. What's this? Absolutely not. Breath moment for Vic. Do social and animals. Agreement. Good news that nobody was really seriously hurt during that stupid fire stuff, so that's good. Unfortunately, though, it's not really looking like we'll tackle the Mechanator thing tonight, so I'm about to end this episode. But the good news is that we got the outdoor shed finally built. I think we might be on the verge of finally getting ahead of our stupid diet issues, from the looks of it at least, in our cooking. So that's absolutely good news. Looks like we're finally developing some components too, so that's good. Life's hard on the rim, people. Oh man, I think I've been playing this game too long. I keep telling you guys that one of these days I'm going to wind up jumping back into Project Zomboid at some point, but I keep coming back to this damn game because it's just that addictive, man. It's a fun game. It really is. It pisses you off whenever these stupid things happen, but whenever things go your way, it's really, really fun. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it on a good note for a change. Whenever I get back in the next episode, though, we're gonna figure something out with some of this crap. Like, I want to go ahead and deck this all out with nice shells and stuff like that, but I think one thing I might try to do is maybe build a pin to this building, like a refrigerated stockpile zone only for like carcasses and stuff. That way they won't rot, and we'll be able to kind of take our time whenever, come out here whenever we want to perform butchering stuff. And you know what? Hey, that's actually something now that just kind of dawned on me. Maybe it would make sense to put the butchering out there. Like, for example, I'm not saying I'm going to do this in this type of design, but like maybe putting some sort of like freezer type room out here, like right there, and then appending to that a butcher station of some sort, or maybe put the butchering stations in a little sliver room like right here, and then behind that put the uh, carcass frozen stockpile zone or something behind that. Because then it would be like a one-stop shop. They could bring the dead animals out there, drop them out there, and then whoever we might assign to things like that, they'll be able to go out there and take care of that. Kind of liking that idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that at some point. That'll probably be next episode, or knowing me and knowing my luck in this game, probably the episode after that. So anyway, hope you had a good time watching this though. I know it's not really super fun, but I think all of this is going to eventually lead up to stuff. I know that Mechanator raid and stuff is going to be fun to watch, so, or at least I hope. Anyway, I'm going to save it. And I hope you guys have a good week. I don't know when I'll put up another episode. It might be tomorrow, it might be the day after. I just never know with my weeks, man. But I will see you whenever I see you, and stay safe. Peace.